Now, for more on the story, we can bring in our French politics editor, Mark Perlman. Mark, good to see you. So are relations between France and Algeria really back on track?
No. You cannot say that after the escalating tensions we've witnessed in recent months with a war of words, actions, counteractions on both sides of the Mediterranean. It is not just a simple phone call between both presidents and a hurried visit by the French foreign minister that will solve all the issues, because there are a number of issues. However, this has stopped the escalation. Clearly, the fact that both presidents have spoken, they had not spoken since last August, when France decided to recognize Western Sahara as essentially part of Morocco. This was really a major break, and really what angered the Algerian, and especially the president. Both presidents had tried really for years to build a close relationship, and this is probably what still remains of that relationship that helped salvage the situation. There was a phone call, a long communique by the presidency here detailing the next step. The first step was this visit by Jean-Noël Barrot with the renewal of security cooperation, intelligence cooperation, which is very important for both countries. Also, some steps to remove some barriers to French companies doing business in Algeria, and also trying to find ways to cooperate on the very sensitive immigration issues. France has tried to oust several Algerian nationals because they were deemed to be security threats, or sometimes because they were convicted. Algeria has, for the most part, refused to accept them on its soil, and this has really led to a lot of tension. We'll see how this will evolve. The next person from France, from the government, supposed to travel to Algiers is the Justice Minister, Gérald Darmanin, to talk precisely about the issue, and he's hoping that this will iron out all the remaining difference between both sides. But it is not back to normal yet. However, it is improving. It's not very difficult given the lows we were at.
And given that, we've spoken about how Algeria refused to take back its citizens who were expelled from France, the ties are also a political issue here in France, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, what happens with Algeria is a political issue, a political hot potato, actually, here in France. And one person who is unlikely to make the trip to Algiers is the current interim minister, Bruno Retailleau. Why? Because he has spoken out repeatedly about Algiers refusing to accept its citizens expelled from France, that Algiers was humiliating France and was not cooperating. There was really a war of words, and Bruno Retailleau helped build his political capital on this. Also because he's in the race to try to take the lead of the Conservative Party, known as Les Républicains, here in France. He's facing off against Laurent Wauquiez, and he has clearly used the rising tensions with Algiers to show the core conservative voters that he's tough on law and order, that he's tough on immigration, and hence that he's tough with Algiers. We've noticed that not only isn't he planning to go to Algiers, but he's also toned down the rhetoric. We know that the presidency has told him, hold on, we need to mend fences. Please, quiet down a little bit. But obviously, if things don't improve quickly, and if he feels the need for it, he might again decide to use this argument for his political adventures, and this could also spell trouble for this very fragile relationship we currently have between France and Algeria.